Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're tuning in from. I want to say thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching me live, let me know where you're connecting from. What is something that's exciting that's happening in your world? I want to hear, I want to help celebrate you. So put that in the chat. Let me know. If you're watching the replay, then of course, thank you very much for coming back and watching this. And also, share where you're connecting from, as well as what's happening in your world. What's something exciting happening in your world? I think we have to focus more on celebrating, even if it's the little things. We have to focus on celebrating those moments. We have to focus more on just like really taking a beat, because I think sometimes what happened, right? We are so accustomed to moving to the next step. It's like you do something today, you're done, and it's like 2-3 days you're looking forward, looking out to see what is it I need to do, what is the next step, what is the next thing. And we never actually take a moment to say, okay, you know what? I did X and Y today and I'm happy. I feel good. I'm confident. And yeah, I want to take a moment before I get into the whole discussion for today, just to celebrate with you those little moments that you may have forgotten, those little moments that you may realize that mean a lot to you. And it all will tie into today's conversation, right? Because once we let go of the need to um, just focus on getting to the next thing or having too many things around us, then we're able to let go and live a free and happy life. So I want to say thanks again for joining me. This is a space where we build confidence and we find our personal style so that we can live the life that we want, so that we can pursue our goals and be fearless and happy doing it. So thanks again for joining me. So today, I thought about this topic for a while. It's like, are you being held hostage by your wardrobe? Right? I was looking back. So I think I've shared this story already where so I migrated from Antigua to the US a couple of years ago. And during that period, I'd left my corporate job. I was in finance, wealth management, executive assistant. So I had all these corporate pieces to my wardrobe. And living in the Caribbean, my everyday wardrobe was pretty relaxed, pretty easygoing. And it's one season, right? I didn't have seasonal clothing or anything like that. It's just one season. Most of it was professional wear. So when I moved to the US, I found myself in that space where it's like, okay, I'm no longer in corporate, but my closet is completely like 90% of my closet was corporate wear. Everything in there spoke to that corporate life, that finance life. And so while I was building my business, here's it, I'm stepping out into a space where I'm working for myself and what I call a creative space. So I wanted to tap into that creative side of me, right? If you've worked in finance before, you know how that is. You're like this with numbers, and there's not a lot of room for self-expression, right? And if you're thinking in terms of your wardrobe, you had to go with a particular color palette and you had to look a particular way. Though I had the freedom to wear my own clothing, there's still that corporate feel to my outfits. Still things that when I look at it today that don't translate well into the creative space that I'm in. So to wrap it up, I looked at my closet and here's it. I'm trying to do Instagram live. I'm trying to go to networking events, but I wanted to express through my clothing that creative side to show my ideal clients that this is who I am. This is how I'm expressing myself, because this is what I'm teaching my clients to do, to express themselves through style, to show up in by expressing their individuality, by being dressing in a way that's comfortable and speaks to them. And here it was, I was going to networking events and looking like I'm about to enter a boardroom, right? And it was one of those things that took me back. It's like, okay, I'm not really showing up as myself, like who I want to be today and how I want to be perceived and how I want to look in this particular space. And as a result, because I looked at my closet, have so many things in my closet, but nothing matched the lifestyle and the profession that I was in, that space, and who I wanted to connect with. So what did I do? I stopped showing up for myself and showing up for my business. Every time I thought about, like, I found a networking event that I wanted to go to, or I thought about coming on live, I was like, oh, but I don't have anything that truly represents who I am today. Right. And this is why I wanted to talk about this, because you can have a closet full of useless clothes. Like, you have a closet full of clothes, but it's all useless to you because you're not, it doesn't allow you to express yourself in the way that you want to. And in some instances, it stops you from showing up as, like, showing up for yourself, showing up for those occasions that you really need to put yourself out there. And if you're building a business, or you are working, in a corporation, and you're trying to get those promotions, you have to feel comfortable in your skin. You have to feel comfortable with what you're wearing, but at the same time, wear clothing that expresses your individuality and connect, and it helps you to connect with the right audience and build that rapport that you need. So let me know in the comments, what's a goal that you have that you want to achieve, but you've been holding back from doing it because you don't think you have the right pieces in your closet that will represent who you are today. Let me know in the chat. If you're following along, watching the replay, contribute, add your comments. I'd love to see it so I can go back into the chat and answer those questions and really see where you are right now. Because sometimes we don't realize that we are limiting ourselves from really stepping out, because everything happens in your closet, right? Every single thing happens in your closet. Every decision that you are about to make, you have to decide how you're going to show up for that particular decision, that particular event. So everything happens in there. Everything happens in that space. So it's important that your closet is not just full of clothing, right? Because we don't want to get to the space where we're just packing our closets with things, with pieces, but we want to be intentional. You want to be intentional about the things that you add to your closet. You want to make sure that the pieces that you have in your closet does help you to show up as your best self, does help you to know your worth and ask for what you want, and not having pieces in your closet that's giving you this false sense of security. Because every time you walk into your closet, you can look at it and it's like, oh, I have a lot of pieces, I have a lot of clothing. When in fact, whenever you're getting dressed, whenever you have to attend a function, whenever you need to look and put together an outfit, there is this mental block, there's this mental depression, there's this where you get in there, is like, okay, I have nothing to wear, right? Let me know if you're like that. Are you going into your closet and it's like, I have so many things in my closet, but yet I have nothing to wear? Like, how many of you have experienced that, right? And because we have this false sense of security going into our closets and seeing all these things, and I can tell you, like, from my own personal experience, walking into my closet at that point where I shared where majority of my closet were corporate wear that didn't speak to who I am at this point. When I walked into my closet, yes, there's so many things I have, so many pieces I have, but none of it represented who I am. I had to do the hard work in saying, okay, this is not serving me, right? Because I'm holding myself back. I'm not showing up, and I'm not allowing myself to grow because I don't feel secure enough. I don't have the pieces in my closet that truly represents me. And while you may be thinking, but you can just make do with what you have. You have the pieces. Why not make do with it? Here's the thing. Your mindset to to get anything done is crucial. If you're not in the right mindset, right, you're going to second guess yourself. You're going to, not have the confidence to show up. And one of the things that allows you to, that really empowers you, is to know that you not only look good, but you feel good, right? Because whenever you feel good and you know that you look good, this is not dressing for to impress anyone. This is the first step of finding your personal style, which is getting in touch with you, which is understanding how you want to show up, how you want to feel about yourself, and what are those pieces that you need in your closet to feel that way. Hi, Jade. Thank you very much for joining. Right? What are the pieces do you need in your closet to feel that way? So having a ton of pieces in the closet is not going to serve you, right? It's not going to serve you. And I find some of the ways that our closet is really taking control of our lives is when we have pieces that are too small. So we've all gone through different changes throughout the pandemic, and mentally, physically, emotionally, and then we go into our closets and we're like, okay, I'm going to wear these jeans today, but it cannot fit you. And so you're holding on to it, going, okay, it can't fit me today because of pandemic and I gained some weight. I'll hold on to it maybe next week, maybe next month, it will fit me, right? But here's the thing. Yes, we can, I mean, they're not, I won't recommend that you go into your closet and just try something on and it doesn't fit you, so you just kind of remove it. But if you're taking active steps and you're taking actions to really get to be able to fit into your clothing again, then go for it, right? Go for it. I am totally for that. If you're on a health journey and you're trying to get back to your healthier, happier self, and you want to hold on to your clothing just for a couple of months because you're actively working on it, no problem. But you don't want to hold on to clothing that's too small, because that's where it's controlling you. That's where it is telling you that, oh, hold on to me because one day you may be able to fit into me, right? There's that false sense of security. I was soon a client consultation, and we were talking about where she's at with her wardrobe, how she feels about things in her wardrobe, and like where are some of the places that she shops, where some brands, like her favorite pieces in her closet right now. And it was interesting that she said, oh, I have this dress, I love it, absolutely beautiful color, but it can't fit. I'm like, okay, so what did you do with it? It's like, oh, I put it way in the back of my closet and kind of just left it there. And there are a lot of you that's doing that, right? You go in your closet, if it's something that doesn't fit you, if it's something that you don't like, you stick it in the back of your closet. You kind of like pack it way in the back of, out of sight, out of mind kind of mentality. When in truth and in fact, every time you show up in that space and you look at your closet, you're going, oh, I have nothing to wear, but I have so many pieces. Now, if you can downsize your closet just to the things that you absolutely wear, you absolutely love, and that fits you and that represent who you are right now, then you're freeing up yourself and your mind to do more of the things that you want to do, to put yourself out there, whether or not it's promoting yourself in your business or showing up at work a little bit more confidently, a little bit more self-assured, right? Knowing that you feel and you look great, right? So those small pieces that it's not fitting you in the arms, it's not fitting you in the bust, it's super short, like those are pieces that are holding you hostage from living the life that you want. Outdated pieces is also another thing. If you have pieces in your closet that are outdated, and what do I mean by outdated? Like I was taught, the story that I told you before, where my closet was full of corporate wear that I was no longer wearing, that no longer served the purpose for the life and the path that I'm on right now. So holding on to those pieces and trying to wear those pieces in my creative space, in this, new way of me expressing myself, didn't really match, right? So there's that definition of outdated, where you're holding on to pieces from your past life, but you're not wearing them. There's no use for it. You don't feel like that. You don't identify as that person anymore, but yet you're holding on to those pieces. Again, it's keeping you in that space where it's like, okay, should I, especially if you're thinking about starting your own business, right? Maybe you decided that you're going to walk away from your job because you needed to take care of family, or you need to take care of your kids. And now that you're thinking, you're trying to balance your priority and figure out what are some of the things that you want to do with your life. Do I want to go back to corporate, or do I want to start my own business, right? But every time you go into your closet, there's this constant reminder of your corporate life. So you're in between that. It's like, okay, should I go corporate or should I start my business? If you really remove those pieces, then you can see clearly where you want to go, right? You can see clearly where you want to go. Outdated pieces as well. It's like, do you know, like, the forum, I'm trying to, Golden Girls. If you watch Golden Girls, let me know. Like, I still watch reruns up to this day. So I think it was Dorothy, like Dorothy's outfit. Like, she'll wear these suits sometimes. If you are still wearing anything that resembles that, we need to talk, right? We need to talk. That's the definition of outdated. It doesn't speak to your qualities that you have today. It doesn't speak to your expertise. It doesn't speak to the time that we're in, right? And this is something that's important. I'm not saying to dress in the trends, if because you may not be into trends, right? Like, I am not into trends. I hate the idea of buying something today and cannot wear it tomorrow. So I'm not big on trends. But when I speak of buying and wearing things that's relevant to today, is that the tailoring, the cut, the style of it is so much more different that I can see it's relevant in this time and space, instead of, during the years of Dorothy from Golden Girls. Like, yeah, while they're vintage pieces, they're fine, but they're still vintage pieces that are tailored and cut nicely, that if you're into that, you can get. But if your wardrobe looks like anything from Golden Girls, that age, that time coming forward, but now you are in a space where you're a thought leader, you are, an executive coach, and you're showing up in powerful ways, then your appearance needs to match that, right? If you're holding on to outdated pieces, again, your clothes is just holding you in a space and time that doesn't show your growth. This is a big no-no for me as well, right? If you're doing this does not represent or speak to your level of self-esteem and self-confidence. Some of us are not aware of it because we have this closet full of clothing in there, and we're not able to see what we have. We're not managing it. We're not, we don't have any, in terms of maintenance strategy in place, where it's like, okay, this particular shirt, blazer needs to be dry cleaned today because I did it maybe a year ago, or, you don't have any of that. So mold and mildew and stains and everything is happening in your closet, affecting your clothing. And here's it, you pull out that particular piece and you put it on, but not really examining it to see, okay, where, is it damaged, is it stained, or, are there holes in it? Nothing like that. And then you walk out the house, going into professional spaces where you're representing yourself, and the clothing that you're wearing is not speaking to your qualifications. It's not speaking to your level of expertise. So holding on to anything in your closet that has holes and stains in it, I am telling you, take my advice, get rid of it. And this goes back to that false sense of security that you get from walking into your closet and seeing so many pieces, when in truth and in fact, it is not serving you. They're all useless pieces, right? And useless pieces are not going to help you get the life that you want. Think of it as putting together a puzzle. You can have all these pieces, But if they're not the right pieces, if it's not the pieces specifically for that puzzle, it makes no sense. So you holding on to this puzzle, knowing that you have pieces from different puzzles and the different sizes, and it doesn't fit, the puzzle is useless, right? So you have to think of your wardrobe as like that, and the pieces in your closet is like you have this open space, and you're building your wardrobe. You're putting in the pieces in your closet that really fit together, not only with how you show up, but but really that represents you and fits you, and you look good in it, and you're able to show up as yourself. Also, surrounding yourself with clothes that you don't feel great in. I this particular one, like, I'm baffled by it. And I think it's that, again, it goes back to that false sense of security that we think if we, I have so many pieces, I have so many things, right? And we have this thing where we want things and we want to hold on to things. And if we let go of it, oh, I may need it. It's like, no, you're surrounded by all these pieces, and you're surrounded specifically by pieces that don't make you feel great, but yet you don't take it out. You don't take it out of your closet. So what is it doing? You walk into your closet again, you're looking at it and you're like, oh, I can't wear that anymore. That doesn't fit. That doesn't represent me, right? And now you're back in that space. Oh, I can't show up for myself. You may not intentionally say, oh, I cannot show up for myself today. But if you look at your patterns and your habits, going back to that first question that I asked, what goals do you have for yourself that you're holding back on, that you're not showing up? Earlier in my journey as an entrepreneur, showing up live, showing up for myself, showing up using my voice was something that I did every now and then because I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel as though I had pieces in my closet that really spoke to who I am and the journey that I was on. So I did not do that. Right? I did not do that. And how you show up in your business, how you show up in your career is very important. It is that first impression. And if I'm telling you that I am a personal stylist and my job is to help you not only build your confidence, but find your personal style so that you can get the career and business and life that you want, then I need to show up looking like I know what I'm talking about, right? I need to show up telling you, okay, I'm put together, and I have to be a true representation of my business. I have to be a true representation of my brand and my message. It cannot be disconnected, right? It cannot be disconnected. You have to have it in sync. So having a closet of clothing that you don't feel great in, that you're saying, okay, I'm going to go about my daily job, I'm going to go about running my business on the back end for now until I can afford to, get the pieces that I need. But understand, when you don't show up, when you don't put yourself out there, you're losing opportunity to grow faster. You're losing opportunity to connect. You're losing opportunity to attract your ideal clients and to generate more sales if that is something that you want to do, right? So you cannot be surrounded by clothes that don't make you feel great in. And you cannot, let me emphasize this, you cannot wear clothes that don't make you feel great, but you're just doing it for the sense of, oh, I have it in my closet. What else is there to do? I'm just going to do this until I can figure it out. Do not do that, right? Because the mental distress that you put yourself under is far greater than if you just had 2 or 3 pieces and you repeat it. Like, no one cares. No one cares if you repeat an outfit. What we care about and what they care about is how you represent yourself, how polished, how fitted your clothes is. Like, is it fitting you? Are you looking great in it? those are the things that people care about. Like, how are you presenting yourself within that first couple of seconds, first impression? Those are the things that people care about, right? In that first second of meeting you, people care about how you present yourself, not whether or not you wore that outfit 3 days ago, 2 days ago. Like, I've worn this shirt before. I've worn this shirt before. If you go on my social media feed, you will see me in this shirt before. You will also see me wearing this exact necklace. But I did a few things differently. I changed my hair. I think it's a bit different. I think I had like a different flow going on there. But I changed my hair. Like, I changed the earrings that I'm wearing. So while I'm wearing the same shirt, I just presented differently. But at the end of the day, I'm representing myself. I'm presenting my packaging, which is this physical appearance that you see, which is the thing that draws you in to connect with me, which is the thing that says to you, oh, you know what? It's important that I represent myself and I show up as myself in my business and in my career, looking like the leader, looking like the expert that I know I am. And I need that to translate in the way I present myself. So don't think that you have to wear clothing that don't make you feel happy, or wear clothing that, it's like, oh, I'm just going to do this for now until, or wear the four pieces in your closet. Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. There are different ways that you can downsize your closet and at the same time ensure that you're mixing and matching and you're really showing up as yourself, right? So here's my question. Are you dressing to meet your potential or goals? Like, based on the goals that you have for yourself, you know what those goals are. Are you dressing to meet that potential or your goal? Are you dressing that way? Let me know in the chat. Again, if you're watching the replay or you're watching live, let's have that conversation going in the chat, because one of the things that I've learned along my journey is, if we don't talk about things, then we hold on and we think that this is the way people are perceiving us, and we kind of like come up with these false narrative, when in truth and in fact, if we say it out loud and we say to others, then we'll be able to get the support that you need. Now, I also know that when we're thinking about personal style and we're thinking about our appearance, we get so self-conscious about it that we don't want to have these public conversations. So if you feel as though, you really want to say something to me, you really, like something you're struggling with, and you really don't think you are dressing to meet your goals, then of course, you can send me a private message. I'm fine with that. I'm open to that. But let's have the conversation in the chat if you feel comfortable doing that, right? And are you really, the question again is, are you dressing to meet your full potential, right? Are you being held hostage by your wardrobe? Are there things in your wardrobe that is restricting and stopping you from showing up as your best self? As I mentioned before, those pieces are things that are too tight, things that are stained, things that are outdated, right? Do you have those pieces in your closet? Because if you do have those pieces in your closet, it's about time you release that tension that you feel whenever you go to your closet to get ready, whenever you have a function and you're going, oh my gosh, what am I going to wear? I have nothing to wear. And you're going through that emotional roller coaster in trying to figure out what to wear. And then ultimately you go like, okay, whatever, I'll just wear whatever. Like, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do the whatever. We want to be intentional, because at the end of the day, how you represent yourself, how you show up, is how people see you, is how people view, and is how they judge your level of expertise. Is it right? No. However, it's something that happens. We do it, and I say this a lot as well. We do it with simple things like going into the grocery store and buying apples or oranges. We don't just go into the grocery store and pick up the apples and walk out. We examine it to see if it's of good quality, if it looks good, if it's like, okay, is it going to be good? We're doing a lot of snap judgments about that apple, about that orange. And then of course, when we get it, and we go home and we see if it's of best quality. So that is what your appearance is doing, right? Your appearance allow people to know a little bit more about you before you even have a chance to like really say who you are and what is it you do. So we have to release that level of tension that we feel whenever we go into our closets to get dressed, and having a space that is not helping us to feel confident about ourselves, right? Because as I said, everything happens in your closet, right? Everything. If you're going on a date, you need to go in your closet to decide what to wear. And what you wear helps you to feel great about yourself, which means that you show up on your date feeling great, feeling confident. You need to go in for an interview. Happens again in your closet. You need to pick that outfit. You need to pick that piece that's going to give you the confidence to show up in that interview feeling as though, yeah, I'm about to kick this, I'm about to, get this job, right? Whatever you have to do happens in your closet. So it's important that when you show up, when you open your closet door, if you have that, or you just have an open closet, whenever you show up in front of your closet, it should never be a sense of frustration. It should never be a sense of despair, but it should always be a sense of joy, knowing that anything you put on, you know, from your closet, anything you take out, any outfit that you put on, it's a representation of who you are. You feel confident and you are showing up as your most powerful self, being able to crush those opportunities that you're looking for, right? So we have to release it. And to release it, there are three things that I want to share with you today that you can do. The first thing is to set your intentions, right? I think sometimes what happens, like we have goals and we have things that we want to do, but we don't align it with the things that we have in our closets and how we want to show up, right? So set your intention. What is it you want to do? Do you want to ask for a promotion? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to speak on stages? Do you want to maybe change careers? Do you want to appear more on live videos? Do you want to do interviews? Like, what is it you want to do in your life? Right? And then from that, you can decide, and you look at your closet and you say, okay, do I have the pieces in my closet that truly represents or can support me in these things that I'm about to do? Do I have the right pieces? What is the message that you want to send? Right? So you have to look at it that way. Setting your intentions will help you to show up, because that's something that I had to do. When I felt as though that I could not show up because my closet did not represent where I was going, it represented a past life, I had to set my intentions. Like, okay, what do I want to do? And I literally wrote it down like, okay, I want to do podcast interviews. I want to appear on social media lives. My big goal, I want to appear on television. I want to do speaking engagements, which is either virtual or in person. That's also a big goal. I've been doing virtual, but I want to be able to do in person as well. So I made a list of those things that I want to do. And then I looked at, how do I want to represent myself? What is the message do I want to send? Went into my closet, and from the pieces that I had, to see if there was anything that I can incorporate, that I can style differently, that wouldn't give me that jarring uh, banking and finance look, but give me more of a creative look, right? So there are things that I am wearing today that were from my past life, but I was able to jazz it up and kind of like change the look of it, and it's fitting into the lifestyle that I have, right? So you have to be clear about what you want to do, what your message is, and how can you show up in that way. The second thing that you need to do is to clear the path, right? Because we can set the intentions, we can make the goals, we can write everything down that we want to do, but are we creating a clear path to achieve that? Right? Because we're releasing all that tension that we feel in our closet. To do that, you have to identify, what are some of your issues when you're getting dressed? What are some of your issues? Do you feel Like, you open your closet and you look at it, and the first thing is like, yeah, you have a lot of things. Okay, that's issue number one. What's the other issue? I don't feel confident with the things that I have in my closet. I don't feel confident wearing X, Y, and Z. The colors in my closet don't necessarily represent who I am. Like, what are your issues whenever you're getting dressed? Make a note of those issues, because once you make a note of them, we're going to clear them away to be able to show up and wear things that truly represents us, right? So that we're not being held hostage by our clothing anymore, but we have a closet that we can show up, you know, as yourself, confident, and represent who you are in your business. So once you would have set the intentions, once you would have cleared the path, you know what the issues are, you know what you want, you now have to do the hard work of cleaning out your closet, right? Cleaning out your closet, this is crucial because you have the intentions, you know what you want, you're clearing the path by you recognize what those issues are. Now you have to clean out your closet of any and everything that does not support the journey that you're on, right? That is not in alignment with the intentions that you have for yourself, and being able to release those issues. So whenever you go into your closet, I this is going to be my challenge to you. Go in your closet every day and remove, because you know what these pieces are, right? There's some pieces that we know for a fact that doesn't represent us, that doesn't fit us, that's old, that's mildew, that's outdated. You know that for a fact. Go in your closet and pull 5 items per day. 5 items per day. If you can pull out 5 items per day that doesn't represent you, cleaning out your closet wouldn't be as daunting. But with everything that's happening, cleaning out your closet may be the last thing that you want to do. That's where I come in, right? That's something that I help my clients with. We can, I can go through your closet and remove those pieces that maybe you're holding on to and you're afraid to let go of them. Maybe you don't know how to purge your closet, and that's where I can come in and help you do that. If that's something that you're interested in, of course, send me a DM, drop a message or a comment here, and we can get on a consultation and kind of like talk about the steps that we need to go through to get you to a closet space where it brings you joy. To borrow from Marie Kondo, your closet needs to bring you joy. So I want you to think of this as we're going through the process of really letting go of releasing that tension that your closet have you in, is to understand that your clothes have a lot of power, right? You may be wondering, like, what do you mean my clothes have power? Think about it. Think about it. What do you wear when you want to feel fantastic, when you want to feel confident, when you want to feel sexy, when you want to feel strong? Like, there are pieces in your closet, when you put it on, you feel that way, right? So your clothes do have power. It does have the ability to make you feel great about yourself, make you show up for yourself, and at the same time influence people, those around you, the decision makers, so that you can get the opportunities that you want, right? So I need you to start thinking of ways in which your clothes can serve you positively. You cannot have a closet full of useless clothes and expect to achieve your goals. It's not going to happen. You're always going to, that it's your safety net. You're always going to look for excuses as to why you can't do this. Okay. Setting those limiting beliefs on yourself, it's like, oh, I don't have this, so I can't do that, right? But if you feel confident, you feel good, and you acknowledge that there is power within your clothing, that can be negative or positive, but your goal is to have your clothing have a positive effect on you, right? So don't wear clothing, don't have anything in your closet that is holding you hostage. If your clothes is not serving you in a positive way, then this is the opportunity to actually let them go. Don't wait until you think you actually, okay, I need to dress better now because I am applying for a job in a different department, or I'm applying for a managerial position, or I'm starting my business. Don't wait until that moment to do it, because what happens when we say, okay, I will do this when, what if, it's actually, I think I saw this quote, and I may not get it right, but I'm paraphrasing here, where it says that success doesn't come from success doesn't come first. You have to prepare for it, right? You have to prepare for it, and then you have to put yourself in the position to achieve it. So you cannot say, I will dress as a manager, I will dress as an executive, I will dress as the face of my brand when I land that promotion, when I land that client that I'm closing on. When? No, because you need to show up. You need to show that if you are going for a managerial position, you need to show that you are a leader. If you're building a business and you're trying to land a large client, you have to show that person that you're capable of doing the job. If they don't know you, you need to show them that you're capable of doing it. So don't wait until you think you need to dress better, but start practicing dressing better now, right? If this is something that you're thinking of, like, to yourself that you're not showing up, and there's more to you than where you are right now. There are more things that you want to achieve, but your confidence is kind of down, or you're not representing yourself in a proper way for the position that you're at. Then here's your opportunity. I want to invite you to schedule a style consultation with me. Let's go through, what are your goals again, clearing away that path, setting your intentions, cleaning out your closet, and then creating your personal style that's in the true representation of who you are, your expertise, and where you're going in life. Right. So I hope that helped you. Let me know in the comments if you have any other questions. I'm happy to answer that. Thank you very much for joining me today for another conversation on how to build your confidence and really find your personal style. I'm your host, Alita Roberts, image coach and personal stylist here at Style to Impact. Have a great day, guys. Bye.